Sun Tzu said that when you know your enemy and yourself, there is no battle you cannot win. To know these things, one must sit down and look at where their destination is and the path to it, and what it entails, and then make a plan, in some cases with multiple contingencies. We on the path set aside a day dedicated to planning the next campaign, after we have reviewed the footage from the last. Why is it important to plan? A master craftsman, despite decades of experience, will always make a plan, so they know both when it will be done and what they will need in terms of tools and materials to make the project a success. Yet it is possible to haphazardly run headlong into a project. It will rarely, if ever, be something that will be coveted by the masses, let alone the customer. To get where you're going, you must know where it is, what obstacles are in the way, and what you will need to accomplish the mission. There are many historical accounts that drive this idea home. Let's look at the Donner Party. Early in the history of the United States, when the West was opened up to expansion, many set out in search of a new life. Amongst these, we have the ill-fated Donner Party. Fleeing religious persecution, they joined the journey west, with not much of a plan other than to get away from it all. They started late, their first error. They could have settled in for a season to set up for the next year's run, but they were assured that there was a shortcut and that could shave off months of the journey. Small groups of hardened travelers can make it through bad times and sometimes make up for it, but not large groups with families. Still, they decided to continue, with only a vague map of the alleged shortcut. The trail ended up not being good for heavy wagon loads, and they lost a lot of their supplies, before they had even made it to the pass they were promised. It was far too late in the season. They should have stopped and regrouped. Sometimes stubbornness is an asset. This was not one of those times. They continued into the past, and winter rolled in, trapping them in the mountains with no supplies. For those that know, you know. Those that don't can study with caution. At many points they could have stopped, regrouped, and replanned. They repeatedly refused to do so. With better planning, logistics, and execution, this great travesty could have been avoided. Few of us will ever end up in such a harrowing condition, but the lessons are there for those that wish to learn. After all, we should learn all you can from your own life, but learn the most from others' mistakes. Have a plan, have contingencies, stick to that plan, but be willing to cut your losses. Now go forth and walk the path. Reach your greatest potential.